in order to manipulate data to place them on Miro Board, you're going to have to maybe use some tools depending on the type of information that you want to place. Now, for the most part, we will be placing a lot of PDF work on the Miro Board. So hence you might want to do things like edit a PDF, compress it, or maybe you want to split a PDF in two. We're going to have to use additional applications to do that, and then drag the PDF onto the Miro Board. So what we're seeing here are the main options for manipulating data to go on the Miro Board, right? Some of them we're familiar with. So for example, YouTube. Some of you might have student work that was submitted as a YouTube video. You can just copy the link directly on the Miro Board and the video is viewable there. A lot of us have files, documents, presentation, videos that are stored in Google Drive. The good news is that you can just copy that link onto the Miro Board and it will be visible directly from Google Drive, right? In most cases, you will not have to download the information to your computer, then go to Miro Board. For some information, you can just copy the link directly from Google Drive, place it on Miro Board, and it will automatically show the content from that link. Okay. Now, for some of us, especially the Design Studio modules that have large PDFs, maybe PDFs that have a lot of pages, you're going to have to manipulate these PDFs, compress them, split them, and so forth. So here are a couple options that you can use. Some of them are free, some of them are not free. For example, Photoshop and Adobe Acrobat Pro. Notice this is the Pro version. These are not free. However, we have Irfan View and I Love PDF, which is an online platform, and these are completely free. Now, I'm going to recommend for most, maybe 70% of the heavy lifting that you have to do with PDF, you can actually do that with the I Love PDF web platform, right? And the link to it is right here. You can just click on that link, it will pop up. And when it pops up, these are all the things that you can do with a PDF, all online. So you can merge, split, compress, convert it to Word, convert it to PowerPoint. These are all tools that are available free of cost, but there are limitations. So for example, there are limits to how much pages. Maybe if you have a 200-page PDF document, I Love PDF will say, well, you need to get a subscription to handle such a large file. Now, in the case where you have a more complex PDF document, you might, the recommended way is to use Adobe Acrobat if you have the Pro version. If you don't have the Pro version, Irfan View is a great open source application that you can actually download, and it is able to open PDFs. It can open pretty much every file type known for computer, including videos, even AutoCAD files, even Photoshop files, Illustrator files. Irfan View is like a open source all-round program to convert and compress files, right? It's only available for the PC, so you can download that here. Here are the two links for them, and when you open the application, it looks something like this, and it's a little straightforward for the most part. If you need to open a file, you just go to File and go to Open, or you can just drag the PDF or image here. Now I put some recommendations for how you will use these tools. So for Irfan View, the best use for this is if you want to compress images or resize images, right? The Miro Board will only take a 8,000 wide image. If you try to put anything wider than that, it's going to say the image is too big. In other cases, it might tell you that the image size is too big. which is a different matter. Now, if the image, so that is the image size as in dimensions, and the image size as in megabytes. Those are two different specifications that Miro Board has limits on. For the image size as in dimensions, it can't be larger than 8,000 pixels, and for the image size in terms of megabytes, it can't be more than 30 megabytes.